everyone, and welcome to episode 17 of the Whatnot podcast. My name is Kathy and I'm a disabled maker, and this is a podcast about all the crafty things that I get up to. And just a little bit more information this week. I live in Australia. I live in Queensland on the Sunshine Coast with my husband and 3 dogs. So that's a little bit about me. I am planning on doing a Q&A if anybody's got any questions on episode 20. So I'll start gathering some questions here and on Instagram, and I mean, I'm just a regular person, nothing exciting happening here, but if you have got any questions, I will be answering some on episode 20, so leave them down below and I will gather them all up and write them in my book. I am happy to answer questions about my disability, so don't be concerned about asking me stuff about that. I mean, at the end of the day, I'll go through the questions, and if there's something that I don't want to answer, I just won't. But other than that, I don't really have a problem. I don't mind talking about my disability because I feel like it kind of educates people on how things are for people with disabilities. So if you have got any questions about the crafty side of things, the dogs, anything, you can ask whatever you like. Alright, so that's that. And I will start off this episode with the winners from the collaboration that KrazyKatLadies and I did last fortnight. So what you had to do was go to either her Etsy store or my Etsy store, screenshot a picture and put it on Instagram with the hashtag Kath and Kim. Now I will say that we were a little bit disappointed that more people didn't get involved, and I'm wondering whether that's my fault. Maybe I've made it a bit too complicated or confusing. So if you saw the giveaway and you decided not to enter, can you private message me the reason why? I mean, maybe you don't have access to Etsy, maybe you don't like putting that kind of stuff on your Instagram. And the only reason I ask is so we want to do another giveaway closer to Christmas, and we want everybody to be involved. So if we have made a mistake or done something wrong, I would really like to know about it so that we can improve for next time. So there's that. And of course, I understand all the international people, they were excluded from this one, but for the Aussies, just a little bit of constructive criticism, that would be great. Just so we can make it better next time. Alright, so what am I wearing? I'm wearing my Falesia cardigan that I knit. I think I showed this on my very first episode. FYI, how embarrassing is that episode? So nervous. Yeah, so new to the game, but I feel like we can all see my progress as this year's progressed. I have become more technologically advanced through necessity, and Mel has talked me through a lot of things that I've been trying to do with lighting and editing and things like that, and I actually really enjoy the editing part of it. I said to Mill the other day, it reminds me of when you put nail polish on and it's like putting the glossy top coat on to make it all nice. So hopefully as time progresses, I will get even better and better at that. So that's that. But yes, this is my Falesia cardigan. I wear this mainly in summer over dresses, and as an old knitter, because I've been knitting for many years and only recently been knitting things in the round, I have to say that knitting cardigans in the round, I do not find the fit anywhere near as good as constructing them in pieces. And although I like this cardigan, I love the yarn, and I do wear it, I find I'm always fidgeting to try and pull it up on the shoulders. I have seen that there is a technique that you can do where you crochet across a chain across the back of the neck to sort of pull it in a bit. And maybe I need to do something like that. I don't know, but yeah, it doesn't always sit the best. So yeah, there's that. I think I don't wear a lot of cardigans, but if I knit another cardigan, I think I would knit it in pieces. But this yarn is by Dragonfly Yarns. It is so pretty. It's got pinks and lavenders in it. I think it's showing up pretty true to colour on the screen. And it's soft and delightful, and I would definitely buy her yarn again. So check her out. But and what I'm wearing here, I will put a close-up photo of this because it's actually very detailed. And Mill gave this to me as a gift last year. It's all hand embroidered, and it's my logo. And she's done a phenomenal job on that. And just so that I'm not fidgeting with the cardigan the whole time that I'm talking to you guys, I've pinned it so it sits nice. But because the other thing is I've bought buttons for this, but I haven't sewn them on yet either. So there's that. All right, so that's what I'm wearing. Now, back to the giveaway. I forgot to say who the winners were. All right, so Kim and I had a little chat about it this morning. We went through the winners. We went through the process of picking the winners, and there were 2 winners. So the first winner, and she has won the $35 voucher or items to the value of $35 from KrazyKatLadies, and that is TeeVee01, and that's Tracey. So if you can get in contact with Kim Tracey, she will hook you up with your prize. And I came up with the winner, and it is Christine Cossens. So congratulations, Christine. You have won the $35 voucher to my store. So if you can message me, and I will get the voucher code off to you so that you can pick something that you like and use your voucher. And Kim and I were very happy because both those ladies have been very supportive of us over the last 12 months. They are always chatting, they're always liking our pictures, and yep, they're 2 of our regulars. So congratulations, girls, and get in touch. All right, so that's our winners. So that's that. Now, let's get down to the business of the podcast, and we will talk about some finished objects. Oh, hang on, I have to say my thank yous. I wanted to say thank you so much, Veronica. Veronica got in touch with me about my sore elbow, which is still not 100%, but it's definitely on the mend. And she recommended that I put a cold pack on it, which I have been doing, Veronica. It is helping a lot, and I can feel it's getting better. It's just taking a bit of time. I also wanted to thank Lisa. Lisa left me a lovely message on Etsy. Made me a little bit choked up and everything, but it's such a nice message. So thanks, Lisa. I really appreciated that. And of course, also I've got to thank Caleb and Justin because they've just put up their recent podcast, and they mentioned me toward the end where Justin showed the picture that he commissioned me to paint. They said some lovely things, and it was very nice. So thanks, boys. Thanks so much. So that's our thank you. So, all right, finished objects. Right, well, first off, as I said to you last week, I was going to keep my knitting on the down low, and I picked up this magazine after Karen recommended it. And this is the magazine that I used to make this little dog. So this little dog is the first finished item. He's got his little cardigan on, and it's embroidered, and he's got rosy little cheeks with his scarf on, and this is made out of felt. Everything was in the kit except for the black embroidery thread. You had to provide that yourself, but the stuffing, even the stuffing, was included in the little kit. And I did notice, I had a quick look on in the magazine here just before I started filming, and it does say that you can download the template from MollieMakes.com. So you wouldn't obviously have all the materials that you needed to make this little guy, but you could download the pattern and buy the felt separately if you fancied making this little fella. But he's super cute. Yeah, it was, I'm not going to lie, it was kind of fiddly because some of these little bits were quite small, but I think he turned out pretty nice. So Karen, we've now got twin puppies, twin matching puppies. I'll put his ears down. So yeah, his little blue cardigan. You could actually make him in other colours actually if you wanted to, but I thought he turned out really nice and I was really happy with him. And I cut all my pieces out and I've got them in my book, which I'll show you in a few minutes. Put that to one side. Now, my second finished object was my watercolour, which was hugely popular this week. In fact, this guy is sold. So, yep. And what I was telling you guys, that this is my imaginary knitting retreat where we're all heading in our imaginations. There's no COVID, there's no boundaries and restrictions. We're all going to sit on the veranda there, have a lovely glass of wine with our knitting and a good old chat about knitting and craft stuff. So that's the knitting retreat for this year that we're all heading to. So let's go. Yeah. I'll be honest, I was actually trying to paint something else and it did not work out. I was trying to paint Paula from Stitchedbymrsd, her guinea pigs that are super cute. And they're very dark. The colour, they're both, one's black, one is black with a bit of ginger and white. And what I can tell you is it's quite hard to paint things that are black and get the detail. So I'm going to have another crack, Paula. It's not over yet between me and the guinea pigs. But after painting that and not being 100% happy with it, this was my backup painting and this one was pretty popular. So, yep, that'll be posted out pretty soon. Although the person that's bought it has said that they would like another one. So maybe I'll do the other one and post them all out together. So that's that. Now then, I told you last week that I had bought a few little kits that I've got sitting around. I like buying kits and I'll tell you why. And this kit in particular that I'll talk about this week is this little kit. It is designed for children. And I don't mind, I always, when I go to the shops, if I'm at Big W or Target, I always have a look at the kits that are on offer for kids because some of them are pretty good and you can adapt them and take them to the next level. I find that I get a lot of ideas and inspiration from these kits and you normally get them for a good price. I think I got this for $2.50 on a checkout table at Big W. So I think they're quite good from that point of view, but this guy came with all the bits in it. Now, I made it as per the instructions. So there's enough to make two little pots, these two little pots, and I made them as per the instructions. And I modified one of them. So I'll show you the one that I made first. And I've got to tell you, let's keep in mind that this is for children. So it's nothing special, but definitely doable for a kid. Now this is the little pot that I ended up with. And I alternated the leaves. Everything came in the kit. The sheets were pre-stamped, so you had to cut those out. It came with the little pin. There's nothing to secure it in the pot. The pin came with a little backing, I don't know if you'll be able to see that little black backing plastic thing on the back of it. You can actually see the lines on the back of that green one that I followed to cut it out. And look, if I was 10, I'd be stoked with that. I would be pretty happy that I'd created that. You could put some Play-Doh in there, some styrofoam, shove it in, and you know, you'd be pretty happy. So then I thought, let's see if I can take it to another level. So this was the second one that was in the pot. So it does look very similar to the first one. Whoop. Let's see if I can hold that in place there. The leaves are a slightly different shape, but as you can see, I hot glued it slightly to get it to have a bit more of a three-dimensional look about it. And yeah, I mean, not super exciting, is it? Not super exciting. So then I thought to myself, it started me thinking, and I mentioned to you last week that I went out for coffee with the girls and we went to Spotlight after, and I thought I'm going to buy some different colour felts because I think, I mean, let's face it, some cactus are that colour, but that's a bit leerish, that green and the purple. So I thought maybe some more natural type colours. So I was looking for some felt that was more natural type colours. And Susan, and I'll put her Instagram link here, came up with the idea to buy some natural felt and dye it myself. And I thought, you're onto a winner there, Susan, that's a good idea. So I bought some natural felt. I just bought the plain felt and I dyed it up myself. And these are some of the, I just sort of threw it in the pan and chucked some colour at it. I chucked some what I felt were cactus colours at it. And I will say it took a long time for this to get wet felt. I mean, it's kind of water resistant and it took a long time for it to wet down. These are some of the bits that I've got left. So I did some various greens and browns. I did dye up that green one, which that's about the size that I dyed them up. So I did not cut that one out because that colour did not appeal to me as much as some of the other colours. And then I found a YouTube channel, and I'll tell you her name. She is fLOhRA Designs, and she does a lot of these cactus style things where she cuts them out. She buys the pre-cut die, what do they call, die cut ones and everything like that. I didn't do that. So what I did was I went on to Google and I downloaded some outlines, some templates. So that sort of thing. I had a look at what she had die cut and I kind of matched them kind of sort of as closely as I could. So I downloaded 4 different flower shapes, and I'll show you the other ones. I've stuck them into my book. They might not show up so well. They're down the bottom of this page here. So, no, they're not showing up that well. Anyway, so I cut those out and I started fiddling around and making them, and this is what I ended up with. So, yeah, this pot is one that I bought off one of my Etsy sellers that I'd found on Etsy a while back, and I'll link the episode in it that I talk about this Etsy seller so that you can, if you're interested in her concrete pots. So I bought a piece of styrofoam which I shoved into the pot, and on the top of it you can just see there I had a piece of brown felt, so I just cut that to shape and glued it on, made all my little bits and pieces, and then I just hot glued them into place, and I thought that that came up pretty well. There's a few different patterns. For argument's sake, this design with the points makes this kind of cactus, this one here. And I did a different colour in the centre than the edge. So that's what I mean with these. Actually, her name's on the bottom of this pot, so I can tell you who she is. Black Lily Plant Design. That's who she was. But this is what I'm saying. Like, people often ask me, where do you get your ideas for your colours and things like that? It starts off with something like this sometimes. It just starts off with something small and then develops until, like, I start thinking about how I can make it more realistic, how I would like it to look, what I want it to be, and yeah. So I think that turned out pretty nice. I was pretty happy with that. So that's my finished object as well. So I'll just stick that out the back there because I don't want to knock it off the edge of the table. And another thing, I didn't get my rocks done. My rocks are on the list for this week. Another thing is I had a custom order for a hand-painted bag, and I've been showing that a little bit on Instagram. I do have to put the cord in it, Nicole, but it's all finished. So this is the bag. And I've put some vintage buttons on him. And on the back there, it's got that beautiful fabric, which I absolutely love. And I've played around with my stamps and colouring my stamps in and things like that. I've recently ordered a bit of ribbon and that off Spotlight. So I've put a little bit of ribbon along the top of the pocket there. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. And Nicole didn't specify colours or anything like that, so I'm assuming she's left that up to me. And I had this little key fob, so I basically based the colours that I selected. Let me see if I can get that in focus for you. There we go, there he is. I selected the colours for the bag from that little key fob, but that's on the inside there so she can put her car keys in it, and all I've got to do is put the drawstring in the top of it, and this bad boy is finished and it will be on its way to you. And Nicole is actually the person that won the Potager soap, so that'll all be packed up together and sent off to you, Nicole. So that's that one done. And I've got a half finished object. So I haven't woven in the ends because I don't like to do that until after I've washed it. But I finished one of the mint tea socks. I'm not quite sure whether I've made a mistake or not, but that won't really matter. But this part seems to be extra specially long. So whether I've done an extra repeat or something like that, I'm not sure. But it all came together quite well. And I have started work on the next one. It's a really pretty pattern. I did mention last week that Mill has chubby legs and small feet. And I always do the heel flap and gusset. And somebody, I can't remember your name, I'm really sorry, said that I should have a look at So Sweet Violet's heel recipe next time and try that, because that actually makes the sock, the foot part of the sock, a bit smaller. So I am going to check out that, not for this set of socks because I'll make them to match, but the next pair that I make after that, I will check out So Sweet Violet and try hers. So thank you for that recommendation. I appreciate that. So yep, I was happy with how this knit up. I'm happy with the yarn. It's a really pretty pattern. I mean, a few people are knitting it and it's around at the moment. In fact, Sia Spode, the Swedish lady, she actually had these, I think these are her September month Sock of the Month Club socks, I think. So, yeah, I was happy with that, and I've just got to work on the next one. So, my work's in progress. Oh, there's a fly buzzing around. I hope he's not going to be a problem. I thought I'd just quickly show you how delightful my episode book is looking. Doesn't that look good? It's full of stuff now. It's really getting full of stuff. I keep all my pattern pieces that I cut out in this. I keep my show notes. I keep little stamps and gifts and things people send me, and swatches, and I also keep little quotes and sayings that I find quite nice. And like here, I've got my pattern pieces that I cut out for my little dog, and some swatches of the felt that I dyed, and a picture of the little dog, and my Yarns by the Bay, because I'm working on that. I went through that that Mollie Makes book and cut out a few of the little bits and pieces that I thought were quite nice out of it and stuck them in there. So, yep, it's getting nice and chunky, which I like. So that is my show notes book. Now, let's have a look at my works in progress. So, my Zweig. I finished the body and I'm starting work on the sleeves. So, it's all finished. I tried it on last night. It fits really well. I did end up doing a twisted, half twist rib on the band, and I've done a, what do you call that? A rolled edge bind off. So that took forever to do, because this wool is actually pretty sticky and with the linen in it, and it kept catching, and it was a bit fiddly, but I got there in the end, so that's all done. So I've really only got the sleeves to go now, which I am planning on doing a similar sort of sleeve length to this. I might even do it the same, because I quite like that little bit of a puff at the end there. So yep, it won't be full length sleeves, but it's nearly there. I'll definitely have it finished by the end of October, which is when the KAL finishes that Lindsay and I are doing. So the time to Zweig is nearly over. So that's that guy. Gonna have plenty of yarn, and I'm keeping that in one of the project bags I made a while ago. So that's that guy. I've got my other mint tea sock on the go, and I have started that. I've finished the cuff, and I've just started the little bit of the pattern. I have remembered to reverse it, which I was a bit worried I might forget to do that, but no, I've remembered to reverse the pattern. So that'll probably knit up pretty quickly, especially now that my elbow is feeling a lot better. So that's that guy. Still working away on that one. And the last thing, which I'll be honest with you, this is what I want to knit. Like when I pick up knitting, I'm doing those other things now because I want to get them finished. This is what I actually want to knit on. So this is my Abbott's Ashbrook shawl by Tamy Gore. And I showed it to you last week, and I was using my Yarns by the Bay. I have decided not to use the lighter pinky red colour because it wasn't popping as much as I would like, and I'm using my some of my hand dyed, and this is the blush that's left over from my Zweig. So I think they look quite good together, and the contrast is more punchy as far as I'm concerned. But this green, I have to say, this is stunning, this green colour. As I'm knitting it up, it's really, you've done a fantastic job on this yarn. This is a beautiful yarn. She hasn't got any in her shop at the moment. I just had a look, but if you asked her, I'm sure she'd be happy to dye some more up. It's really pretty. And this is divided into sections, this shawl, and I'm up to section 4. So this is what I've got so far. I had done that first section, finished that off, and I did start knitting in, I think it's Posy, in this light pink area. I did, and I just, the contrast wasn't enough. It was just very similar. It would be great for a gradient, but not for this shawl where I want the colours to really be defined. I did unpick this section here a few times with it's got like mini bubbles, and I thought I'm not reading that right, and I unpicked it. The bubbles weren't sort of popping out as much as I would like. I had a look at other people's pictures. Their bubbles look different. In the end, I've just gone with what I was doing. You can see them for sure, but I don't know. I like Woolen Vine's technique for where she chokes the bubble to make them really stand out. But I think these are more supposed to be like a blip rather than a bubble. But yep, it's knitting up really nicely. This is what I'm enjoying knitting on. I don't know if you can see that green. Look at those colours in there. It's got reds and blues and yellows and orange and all sort of mixed together with that delicious like deep green colour. It's really nice. Really nice. I would knit a jumper in that. So yep, that's my Ashbrook shawl, and I'm keeping that in my bearded pearl bag, which I like. So hopefully I'm going to get onto that Zweig and finish that sock this fortnight. We'll see how we go with my elbow and everything, but that's the plan. But yep, they're all my whips at the moment, and because I'm sort of getting toward the end of the Zweig, I'm starting to think what I would knit next. I don't know if you guys remember, because it's been on the back burner for a while, but I was knitting a fox from the Fox and Friends, and I've knit the jacket, well, most of the jacket, and I've decided to line it. So I've been fiddling around with that, trying to make my own lining. I've still got to sew that in, but I would like to get on to finishing my fox. I've got all the yarn sitting there, so maybe that'll be the next thing on the go. We will see. Anyway, I can hear the dogs going crazy. I think the postie's about to come by. I've got a visitor coming at 2 o'clock this afternoon, so that's in an hour. I haven't had any visitors to the house, I don't reckon, this year at all. Apart from Charmaine that comes, who helps me around the house, and the gardener. Yeah, visitors, sit down and have a cup of tea kind of visitors. Nobody. So I've got somebody coming this afternoon. Yeah, so that's something a bit different. So I've got an hour to finish this and get ready for that. And I'll be honest, my kitchen looks like a bomb site because I'm actually doing some custom order dye jobs at the moment, so I need to get that sorted out so people think I'm civilized instead of living in a dye studio. Alright, enough about that. Let's have a look at the Etsy seller this week. Where are my glasses? Alright, so this lady is on Etsy. Her name is Corrina. And I've been in touch with her to find out if she's got an Instagram. She hasn't got back to me yet, but when she does, I will link that, hopefully before I finish editing. Got a visitor. Are you going to come up and say hello this week? Come on. Come on. You going to come up? Yeah. This is Rusty. You look after me, don't you, Rusty? Hey, look at that face. Look at that face. You're so beautiful. Such a good boy. He's a very good boy. Does like his tucker, don't you? Hey? He's very good with the little dogs. But, yeah, so that's Rusty. Alright, back to Corrina. So, as I say, I've been in touch with her about her Instagram, and I will let you know on that one. This is her business card. Made it in glass. She is in New South Wales, and she's got 56 sales. And this was how it came packaged, in this nice little box. So it all comes very securely packaged. and I don't know why, but she'd overcharged me on postage. So when I opened it up, she stuck the $6 refund postage on the lid there, so that's funny. Packed between styrofoam, and this is what I've got. So it's a couple of lead light birds, and I do like a lead light bird. It reminds me of my dad, who passed away just over 12 months ago, and he made us each of us kids, I think we all ended up getting one. There was 6 little birds that he made for us, so that's very special. He used to like doing the lead light a few years ago, so I got that one, and I got that one. And I know that lead light glass is expensive, as I say, because Dad used to do it. So I think they're lovely, and as I've told you in the past, I'm quite partial to a little bird. And these are really nice. They've both got like 3-dimensional eyeballs stuck onto them. So they've got that. The colours are nice and beautiful. And I have written it down. I paid $30 for this guy. And I paid $28 for the smaller one. And I plan on hanging them in my windows to catch the sun this summer. But I think they're beautiful. I think she's done a great job. She's got a good selection of different types of birds in her shop. And they were very quick to arrive, postage-wise. They arrived very quickly, and I think they're lovely, and I think she's done a great job. So good work, Corrina. So if you're in the market, these are a nice little different kind of Christmas present too. I mean, Christmas is rushing up, and to buy something like this, I love supporting Etsy sellers, as you know, in particular women. And I think that by buying these items, we encourage artists to continue with the great work that they do. And yeah, I think that they're a nice little thing. They will make a lovely gift for Christmas. So that's my Etsy seller this week. Good job, Corrina. And that's that. So I think that's everything, because my next section is the For Me, From Me. I do have a tiny little bit of shop news. Maybe I'll do that first and then I'll finish up. I'll just go and grab the stuff. So as I said, I've been making a few bags for the shop. Some of them are already in the shop. Some of them I've already sold. Some of them sold before they hit the shop. So I have got 2 that I made yesterday. So, actually I've got 3 here. I forgot I made the little one. So there's 3 different sizes. I've made a little sock sack, which I've just got to put the drawstring cord in that one. It does have a drawstring cord going in. I've been playing, this does not have a pocket inside. I've been playing around with my stamps. So that's got a stamp on the inside there, and it's just a plain little sock sack and just a handy little size. So with that beautiful fabric, I wanted to use as much of that fabric up as I could, because I just think it's so spring-like and beautiful. So that's that one. Now the next size up is this guy. Same thing, same fabric. I've trimmed it with the pale blush pink on the back, and it's got a little butterfly on there, the drawstrings. And again, no pocket, but it has got the stamp that I have been playing around with. That one. And this is the large, what I would call a jumper size, shawl size bag. So this one has got the handles on it. This has got that lovely fabric back and front. And I tried to get 2 different spots there, because there's butterflies, dragonflies, and on the back there I've got the lady beetle. So I've put the pink cord in this one, and it's got the canvas, blush canvas base, and on the inside it does have a pocket, and I've also stamped it, and it says everything will be fine. And this one also has a little key fob there, so it's got a little matching floral key fob, that one. So yep, those three will be going in the shop probably over the weekend. And I made a couple of extra rope bowls, so I've got 3 rope bowls. I'll just show you one, I think. They've got various different fabrics on the inside. I just wanted to give you an idea of the size. So they're about as big as my head. And they easily fit 3 balls of wool, and you could sit that. That's got my 3 balls of wool and my shawl in it. So they're a good size. And I will have 3 of those going into the shop. So, yep, that's the shop news. That's it. I am dyeing some more yarn, but they're all custom orders, so they won't be going into the shop. Although there probably will be some going into the shop at some point, but anyway, that's beside the point. So, that's it. That's everything. Thanks for joining me if you're not interested in the For Me From Me section, and I will be doing that next. Again, it's always great to catch up with everyone and hear what you guys are up to. So if you want to let me know what you're busy making at the moment, that would be fantastic. Alright, so I will see you in 2 weeks. But for the rest of us, let's see what I've been buying. Alright, so what have I been spending my money on this fortnight? So I think I told you a while ago that little Russian doll that I made, I'd actually put in a secondary order with that lady, and that's turned up. So that'll be fun because that has got the nettle yarn in it that I'd purchased in the apricot. I had it on last week, and so I have purchased some more of that, and I've purchased that in the, what colour have I got here? Let me just have a look. I have got that in a cream. This cream colour, the band had come off. It's an off-white. Okay, there we go. That is the hemp yarn, and it's an off-white colour. And yep, so I'll hold that together with something else. It's a very fine yarn. It does puff up a little bit after washing. It's very comfortable to wear. I wear the top that I've made out of that. I can see myself wearing that a lot. It's really nice. So there's that one. And then I noticed that she had some hemp yarn, and I was interested to try that also. So this is a blend of 30% hemp, 70% cotton. So that'll be nice for Australian summer, I think. And I got that in white, so you can see that next to the cream. It's, yeah, white. So I'll be interested to see how that knits up. And while I was about it, she had this also. So this is 50% cotton, 50% viscose. And this feels cottony, I'll tell you that. But the colour is really pretty, like a pale cool tone pink, I would call that. And I thought maybe holding that together with something else also. So I've bought enough yarn in each of those for a garment. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, so I got those 3 different yarns from her. I also got this embroidery pattern, which looks like it might be in Russian, but I'll be able to follow the, oh no, I can see some English there. Although I did have a lovely lady contact me on Instagram, and she speaks Russian. So if I get stuck with that, I don't know if you remember that other kit that I've bought, the little reindeer. So if I get stuck with that, I'm going to give her a shout out, and she's going to translate some of the instructions for me, so that'll be pretty handy, I think. But yeah, I got that little guy, and I think that that's really sweet. So I'll be looking forward to sewing that together. And the other one that I got is another cross stitch, and I'll show you the box, but the picture on the box is not very clear. So I will insert a picture of that, that here to show you. I haven't opened it yet. I'm not planning on opening it until I start it, because I'll lose some of the bits and pieces. And I do have to finish my other fox one, which I'm on the home stretch with, so that shouldn't be too much longer. I might even have that as a finished object next week. So that's what I bought from that lady, and I will put her Etsy store in here. I haven't purchased anything else from her since. It does take a forever, like months and months to get here, but it's definitely not her fault. That's just how the mail is these days. So yeah, you just live with that. Now the other thing that I've bought is some yarn off Lovecraft, and after knitting those socks for Mill, I did end up putting in a small order because, as I said to you before, the postage has changed. So I got some more of these perfect socks. So I got this one. I probably won't knit these up till next year now, but I got that one, which I don't think they have names. They do have names, but they don't put the names on them. They just put the colour lot. So I'll link all that in the show notes. I got this one. And I noticed after I finished my other pair that Alison on Instagram, hi Alison, that she's knitting a pair. She managed to get a pair of the same colour. So yeah. So while I was on Lovecraft, I had a look at what else they had, and I've bought some Debbie Bliss Rialto Luxury Sock. That's that one in this beautiful colour. So it's got some really nice colours when you dive in there. They've got some different colours in there. So that's going to make a nice sock at some point in its life. I got some Zigzag. This is King Cole 4-ply. And I will tell you that this one feels scratchy, a little scratchy. 75% wool, 25% nylon. But you know, it looked like a licorice all sorts, so I couldn't pass it up, could I? Because I do love lollies. It's called Fruit Pastel. So, yep, that'll be a pair of socks at some point. And then I got some of this West Yorkshire Spinners Signature 4-ply, which they say is perfect for socks. It contains Blueface Leicester, which I'm always interested to try different yarns. As I said, like in my last shop update, I've put some Polworth in, and a lot of you have bought that, and I would be very interested in feedback on what you guys think of that yarn, because as Caleb and Justin were saying on their podcast, it's nice to try the different yarns. Like, we all like the merino, and it is beautiful, it is soft, it's stood the test of time. But there's a lot of different sheep out there, and I would be interested to know what you guys thought of that Polworth that you've purchased. But this one, as I say, has got Blueface Leicester, and Mill loves a bright pair of socks, so when I get around to it, she is going to love those. And this colour is called Rum Paradise. So, yep. Reared, sheared and spun in Britain. So that's that. And the last thing I have is just some fabric that I've purchased from Spotlight. Got these on the clearance table at Spotlight. Well, when I say the clearance table, I actually purchase these online, and I always go and have a look in their clearance section. So it was in the clearance section online. And so I got this one, which has got the lovely little lady beetles on it. And I don't know if it's going to show up, but the middle of those flowers is actually like glitter gold. You can see it a little bit on this one here. This little one's catching the light there. It's got the glitter, so I got that one. And I thought this one was nice. And they've got all their canvas at... It's normally $27 a metre, and they've got it for $15 a metre. So I thought that was a really cute little bunny one. So I got a bit of that because I thought that would make some nice project bags, especially maybe at Easter time, although any time really. So it's a nice heavy fabric. So yeah, you'll probably spot that at some point in time in the shop, made up into bags. Alright, just having a look around, check my notes, I've done my shop news. Oh, my needles, where are they? So I watched So Sweet Violet, as we do, and she was recommending some needles, and you know, I was buying needles. I'm going through a phase of buying needles. So I've bought 2 lots of needles, and I got these from a shop on Etsy, and it's called East Meets West. So these are the needles that So Sweet Violet recommended, and they are Big Eyes, 10 #size 10 milliner's needles. So I got those. They come so beautifully packaged, and there's a little vial in there, you can probably see it, with the needles in. So I haven't opened it yet. I haven't used them. I wanted to show it to you guys before I opened it and put it in my little needle book that I made last week. And I thought while I was on there I would buy some of the pins. So these are the celluloid pin head pins, celluloid head pins, and they're Japanese, obviously, Japanese needles. So I got those by Tulip, and you can see the vial in there, and it's got the pins in it. But as I said, I thought I would keep it all packaged up to show you guys, because they do come so, you could hang that on your Christmas tree, couldn't you really? I think that would be nice. Alright, so I think that's everything. Yep, I showed you my book, I've done that. I think we're all done. We are done. So I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're enjoying your craft journeys, and I look forward to seeing what you guys are making on Instagram. I always like to have a peruse at what you're up to there. Thanks so much for joining me this week. I'm looking forward to another busy crafting week. As I said, I'm going to get onto my rocks this week. I am back to my knitting, taking it nice and easy, but I am doing my knitting, and I might do a bit more sewing. We will see what I get up to next fortnight. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye!